I have a great student of ours, Kevin Perkins here. How are you doing, Kevin?
Doing good, Peter. Thanks.
Great, great. Hey, let's jump right into the deal. So
Okay.
tell me something about the deal, the seller, and it was a great deal. So share as much as you can.
It didn't really take that long to find the person or the seller. It's a few months. It's a 24-unit apartment complex, and met with the guy. I liked the property. He wanted to do some other deals back in his hometown, and so what we were able to do is just negotiate a selling price for the 24 units. And basically, we worked out a deal for me to buy the property, and he would finance it over 24 months for me. And so then I would just make payments, and then at the end of 24 months, I would refinance it and pay him off.
Great. So a little bit about the deal. So you did not have to go through a bank. So you were able to convince him to do seller financing.
That's right.
For you, right? How did you convince him?
You know, the property was a good property, but with the numbers and the rent that he was charging, it would have been difficult for me to go to a bank and get financing. And he knew that. So he was pretty open to the idea of seller financing to me. So he would know that he would have this sure deal so he could do his other thing. That's really the main reason, is he wanted to make sure we were going to do this deal.
Just to summarize here, so it was a creatively financed deal. What was the purchase price and down payment?
$925,000 was the purchase price. I put $50,000 earnest money down, and then another $100,000 at closing.
Okay.
So total $150,000 at closing. I'd actually taken, it was kind of a weird deal initially, possession of the property for about 6 months and was collecting rent before I actually purchased the property from him.
Yes.
So that was kind of a weird deal. He had some personal issues that he wanted to make it happen that way. So
stop right there. That's a good point, because you capitalized on the seller's motivation, extreme motivation in this case, right?
Yes.
So what you're saying is he allowed you to take over the property even before you close on a deal.
That's right.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right. And so $50,000 as an earnest money deposit, another $100,000 closing, so total of $150,000.
Yep.
Right. Where did that money come from?
Well, $50,000 of it came from a personal note that I got from my parents. And then I had another $50,000 was roughly of money that I had earned. So really it was $100,000 of my money total. And then the rest of it was either owner financing or borrowed from someone else.
Okay, great. So the whole idea was to leverage yourself with a decent sized down payment of the property and to prime the property to qualify for permanent financing. Right. So let's talk about that for a second. So we call that your exit strategy. So what was in general, can you describe to us what your exit strategy was?
Okay. Well, basically the exit strategy was to do a cash out refinance.
And cash out refinance what?
Okay. So cash out the money that I had in the property, and then refinancing with a loan from like a Fannie Mae type loan. For the whole property. Okay.
So basically what you're saying is you are going to fix up the property, increase the rents, increase the NOI, thus get a higher property value, and then go back to the bank and pay off the seller what you owe him.
That's right.
But also pull out at closing to reimburse yourself for your down payment money and the roofing costs, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the units, when I first initially bought them, and this was one of the things that I was looking for, we could see that there was upside because the rents that they were charging were below market value. So basically, they were renting for about $550 a month. And so over that 24 months, I renovated 17 of the 24 units, and we were renting them for up to $775 per unit. So you got a $225 per month increase of that unit times roughly 17, plus we have 5 more to go. So doing that process, we were able to increase the value of the property from, I guess you could say, the purchase price of $925,000 to $1.46 million.